Hello world, this is your guy Guitar K, and today we're going to be talking about one of my favorite things as of late, consistency, the power of consistency. Look man, when we're talking about something positive, a goal, something that you're trying to reach, consistency is the best way to get there. Nothing can replace being constant, being consistent. Consistency. Look, man, you can have talent. You can have money. You can have resources. You can be the most beautiful person. But look, none of that will outweigh being consistent. Because if you don't show up to do whatever it is, I don't care how talented you are. I don't care how much money you have. If you're not there, if you're not consistent, look, man, you got to show up. And in my past, that has been one of my biggest downfalls. I would start something, but I wouldn't finish it. I would make a commitment, but I would break it. Look, man, I have learned being consistent is the best thing you can be. I mean, being good at something is good. Being great at something is great. But if you don't add consistency into that, you will get nowhere. Half measures will avail us nothing. You gotta be there. Look, man, so many times we see people grow up in the neighborhood and they're good at something. It could be a sport. It could be a talent, but they're not consistent. They don't stick at it. They tend to go another direction, if you know what I mean. They're not consistent. Let's look at the definition of consistent. Acting or done in the same way over time, especially so as to be fair or accurate. Keyword over time. Look, man, you can be good for a month, but I'd rather have somebody to be consistent for a year. Look, over time. That's the key word, man. I would be great out of the gun, great at the start. Because, you could be talented or, you could be motivated. Look, motivation will get you started. But consistency will keep it going. Look, I need you to make consistency your go-to. Set that at your default setting. And like I said, I'm not here to say that there's nothing wrong with talent. We need talent. You got to practice. Be good at your craft. But above all, make consistency the foundation. Make that your default. Look, man, it's a lot of moving parts when it comes to success. And we need it all. But at that foundation, we're going to always need consistency. Talent will get you noticed. Consistency will keep you going. Resources will open the doors, but consistency will keep the doors open. Motivation will get the engine started, but consistency will keep that car on the road. Look, man, for so long I overlooked the importance of consistency, man. If I had been more consistent in life, I would be a lot further than where I am now. And that's just me being honest about myself, man. That's why today I'm so disciplined. It's about self-control no matter what. I don't care the weather. I don't care the circumstances. I don't care who passes away. I don't care how I'm feeling. It's not about my feelings. I have to be persistent and determined and consistent and keep going no matter what. The earth, it's constantly turning. It's moving no matter what. I have to show up no matter what, man. I've learned this the hard way, that I can't stop just according to going on along with me, or I will never get to my destination. Gotta be consistent, man. Rain, sleet, or snow. It doesn't matter how I feel. I gotta stay committed and see it through. Look, man, 50 Cent's album, Get Rich or Die Trying. Look, man, great album, by the way. It's definitely my favorite 50 Cent album. But we're here to talk about the title, Get Rich or Die Trying. Now, back when it came out, I was kind of convoluted about the title. I'm not saying that you got to go out here and kill yourself. But what I'm saying is, if your goal is to get rich, you don't stop until you die. You keep trying until you die. You be consistent. You don't give up. Whatever your goal is, you either go until you reach the goal, or you go until you can't go. Get rich or die trying. So whatever your get is, get blank or die trying. Whatever it is. Be consistent. No white flags. No surrender. You keep going. You gotta be consistent, man. I'm in recovery now. And they got words like, keep going, no matter what, always follow the way. And the key to that is to be consistent. And they say things like one day at a time and just for the day. Right now, in this moment, be consistent. And in the next moment, be consistent. Tomorrow, be consistent. Next week, be consistent. Consistency is an ongoing process. It's always in motion. It never stops, man. In order for me to keep what I have to be consistent. I can't stop. Why would I want to stop? If I want to keep what I have, no slacking, no lacking. Be consistent, man. If you can't run, walk. If you can't walk, crawl. If you can't crawl, call somebody that's on your team and in your network that's willing to carry you until you can move again. But you got to stay consistent. You can't stop. That's the key word, man. Look, the lottery slogan, you got to play to win. Look, you can't win if you're not playing. You got to get in the game. The sidelines ain't going to cut it. We're not spectating anymore. We are in the game. Constantly, we are being consistent. Slow motion, better than no motion. Slow money, better than no money, man. Be consistent. The tortoise against the hare. Of course, the hare was more talented. The hare was faster, but he was bullshitting. But the tortoise, he was slow, but he was consistent. 1 foot in front of the other. 1 foot in front of the other. And he won that race. And at the end of the day, we're not trying to win no race here. All we're trying to do is get there. And consistency will get you there, man. Consistency. Stay committed. Stay loyal. Stay positive and stay focused. Because see, back in the day, I had some friends and we were committed and loyal and we were consistent, but we were committed and loyal and consistent towards the wrong goal. We were trying to reach the wrong things. Today, when we're talking about being consistent, we want to be consistent towards something that's beneficial to us. When you find something that you like to do, something that you love to do, and it's beneficial to you, man, you hold on to that thing like it's dear life. Because at the end of the day, this is your life. This is your destiny. And you got to be consistent. Why wouldn't you be, man? We're trying to build something great here. Stay consistent. Rome wasn't built in a day, but if you keep banging that hammer and you keep nailing it in, eventually you're going to have something great that you built. Stop playing around. It's time to get serious. Be consistent. Keep pushing. Your breakthrough depends on it. Your goals depend on it. All of these things depend on you waking up every day with the passion and purpose to being consistent. In order to reach what you want to do, get consistency in your heart. Make that your default setting. The setting is set on consistency all the time. All the time. We don't go below that standard of consistency. Now, of course, we're going to have our good days and bad days, but we're never, ever dropping below the standard of being consistency, man. This is your life. Be consistent. No lacking. This is your guy, Guitar K. I'm going to get out here and be consistent today, man. I hope you got something out of this. If nothing else, never drop below the standard of just showing up. Look, getting up and getting up that's half the battle. Back in the day, G.I. Joe would say, half the battle. Half the battle. Now you know. And knowing is half the battle. Half the battle is just waking up and showing up. Be consistent with that, and you will reach great heights. Every day, get up, show up, be consistent. This is your guy, Guitar K. Be more